Open your mouth. Spread your legs. Clear. Let's go.
What up, what up? You already know it's your boy Pistol Pete walking back to Dog in the Yard. Today we got Charlie B in the building from Harlem. Charlie B been in and out of prison since a young age, juvenile detention, Sparfit, trouble family, addiction to drugs, and all that. Today he's here to tell us all about it. And with that being said, let's get right to it, man. You already know your boy Pistol Pete, Dog in the Yard. What up, what up? You already know what it is. Your boy Pistol Pete. Welcome back to Dog in the Yard. As you can see, I got my boy Tone with me.
BX Tone in the building. What's good with you? Dog in the Yard. We got Charlie B on deck. What's happening, bro?
What's up? What's popping? I'm in the building. How you feeling, big bro? Thanks for having me.
Talk to me. How you feeling?
Yo, I'm good, King. I feel great, man. What's up? How y'all feeling, man?
Yo,
We
everything
good,
is
man.
good,
We here.
man.
We here. We excited that you're here with us.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you for having
You know,
me.
we love when brothers come home and they get they shit together and all that, and they finally get to the, you know, to make it to the platform. When you here, that means you've been working, you've been doing your thing.
Somebody recognized you and they like, yo,
Facts.
Charlie B need to be on deck. So that's exactly what happened. But, you know, we need you to talk to us. Talk to the people. Tell us a little bit about, you know, your household, how you was raised, where you was raised, you know, and then kind of take us into, you know, like, you know, your first incidences of, you know what I'm saying, finding yourself inside incarceration or whatever. But like I said, just give us that foundation or whatever. Talk to the people. And again, ball is in your court. Talk to me.
Yeah, man. What's up, everybody? My name's Charlie B. From Harlem in the Bronx. My story is you know, not different than anybody else's story. It's very similar. I come from the hood just like everybody else. My mom was on drugs, using drugs, selling drugs. My family was one of the biggest drug families from Harlem. My mom was Fritz's girlfriend, or one of his girlfriends, you know, whatever. And my family had a lot of access to a lot of the things back in the 80s. I was born in 87. So, you know, y'all can remember the things that was going on around that time. And it was just crazy, like dysfunctional family, not living with my moms, not knowing my pops. Me and my little brothers being born addicted. You know what I'm saying? I was born addicted to all types of drugs. My mom was incarcerated, and all of that became a cycle and came into my life.
Right. So, yeah, that seemed like something that could be extremely challenging or whatever. So, as a side effect of some of those things that you experience, what we talk about on the platform in many instances is something called ACEs, adverse childhood experiences. So a side effect of you experiencing some of those things and seeing some of those things on a daily basis, it impacted the way that you made decisions. So, you know, tell us what type of decisions it pushed you to make, whether they were violent decisions, whether those are decisions to use drugs, sell drugs. Like, can you talk to us about that a little bit? Because I understand, I know how Harlem is, and Fritz is one of the kings of Harlem. Let him rest in peace or whatever. So, yeah, talk to us about that.
Well, for me personally, like, I was allured by, you know, seeing it in 3D. I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story. I remember seeing Paid in Full for the first time, and the scene where they was coming around in the caravan by Woody's Burgers and all that. That was real in my life. I remember being 3 years old, and my uncle, he had a Lexus, I believe, and I remember him like sitting me on his lap, you know, like a kid driving the steering wheel, and I can actually remember being in that caravan in real life. So when I saw the movie, it was like a Matrix. It kind of blew my mind because I was a teenager when I saw it, and I'm like, hold up. That's real shit. That really happened. I was a baby there. You know, of course, a lot of people don't believe it, but the people that know who my family was, they're like, oh, you know, I can see you being a baby there because he had you outside with him.
So it tapped into you emotionally, where it was like an emotional draw to it, and it kind of, you know, I could see it unearthing some type of feelings or what have you. Yeah. So talk to us a bit about that, like, you know, different things that you experienced that pulled on you emotionally.
I remember. I was verbally abused as a kid, so the family that raised me, they used to say shit like, that's when your mom's a crackhead. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be just like your mother. And I'm a little kid, so I was told that my first words were curses.
Gotcha.
So, you know, I think that that was my way of defending myself.
Gotcha.
When I was a kid.
Right.
You know, I didn't have anybody to protect my innocence for me. And you know, a lot of that stuff happens. You know what I'm saying? You have kids that come into this world and they're kind of abandoned, and you know they not treated well, and then they grow up, you know, with kind of dysfunctions, and people wonder, you know, what's going on with this person. And back then there were no real psychiatrists or psychologists that was really.
Or you didn't have access to it, right? So that's basically, you know what I'm saying, what you said. And all that's understandable. You know, we're going to get to the other parts of it, but I definitely love where you at now. So I know that you know, to a degree, you begin to overcome some of those obstacles and resolve from it to a degree. But, so tell us about, you know, the first times you began to get in trouble and what that looked like.
I try to say it's like everybody else's story, but you know, everybody didn't have the same story. Like my story started off similar to, I feel like, a lot of people. I got caught knives in school, fights, things like that. And the first time I ever got arrested, I actually I did something real, you know, ignorant. I told a girl, you know, SMD, a little girl, you know, she told her family, went home, told them, and they like, yo, you're gonna get him arrested. And I got arrested for sexual harassment. I was
In
12
school?
years old. In school. I came out of school, 2:30, whatever, 3 o'clock when school let out, and police was there waiting for me. I was like the first kid from my neighborhood to get arrested. And that changed like everybody's life. You know, it impacted a lot of other people, made them feel like, dang, we gotta go to jail because, you know, Charlie B went to jail.
Got you.
We were all kids, you know what I'm saying?
So what happened after that? How did that cause some type of spiral or upliftment? Or like, you know, what happened after you end up finding yourself in jail just for using words? You said some things to the young girl.
Thank you, bro.
They call the cops on you, and you find yourself in a bad set of circumstances and handcuffs. Like, how did that change your life?
Yeah, it changed my life drastically. They sent me back and forth to court for like 6 months. They gave me juvenile probation. And at that time, excuse me.
Shit, that must be hard.
Hell yeah.
Going to jail for some shit like that.
Yeah, man.
At that time.
Yeah.
12 years old.
No, and at that time and era.
And I want to sincerely
right. Think about
apologize,
that, right?
you know, to that young lady, you know, today, as a man. You know what I mean? I was a kid, you know what I'm saying? If
Yeah, I mean, shit,
humiliated
yeah,
her,
of
you know,
course.
embarrassed her, you know, and I don't, you know, but I grew up in the WWF era, you know what I'm saying? Where they was like, yo, suck it and all that. And, you know, that was my era. We always just sit back and watch
So
that.
you was learning from your environments, right?
Bro,
What you was hearing, you was learning,
Ain't
and
no
then you was
excuse.
regurgitating it. Right.
Everybody in my we always doing that. And me, I was just wilding, like, you know, what? SMD, like, you know, little stupid kids. And
Right.
that shit got me arrested, bro. And that led into a whole bunch of, you know, I went to Spofford, Horizon, you know, violated my probation. And then
What year was this?
I got arrested in 1999. So 1999 I was like 12 years old.
Right.
And then I really hit Spofford when I was like 2001, early 2000s, you know, so
Got you.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah, so after that incident, you know what took place, what was taking place in your life that ended up leading to. I mean, I don't know. I know you told me that you've had, you know, a few different instances. You just explained one just now. But after that, like, what was your trajectory like leading you to, you know, to prison?
it was just like crazy. Like, you know, once I got on probation, it was like I was a part of the system forever. It's like since then, I've been on probation, parole. You
From
know
the age of 12.
Yes, sir.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just been a continuous cycle. Once I was released from that situation, it was like I thought I was a man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I started getting involved with, you know, gangs and different shit in the streets. And, you know, I thought I was a man. I had an electronic ankle bracelet on, bro. 15 years old, running around, you know what I'm saying, with a bandana on and trying to be, you know, a gangster. And it was glorified because my teachers, they couldn't believe it. They like, yo, how you got an ankle bracelet on, bro? Like, and making me show everybody. So once I started showing people, they were amused by it. So now every time I walk past the girls, they were giving me extra highs, and the dudes is, yo, what up, bro? And that went, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and,
almost like a badge of honor to have an ankle bracelet on.
Well, Paul, me, I'm a little hot. Let me take this shit off. Bro.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, bro, but that shit is real shit, bro.
Yeah, so your last stint of incarceration, like, that you just came home from, like, you know, maybe tell us what led up to that, and then tell us, like, how, you know, you had, like, some type of mindset shift while you was inside, you know, behind the wall or whatever.
Yeah, like, yo, I went through mad craziness, beloved, like we all have, you know what I mean?
It's crazy how people look up to certain shit.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Environments.
Yeah,
Put
environment,
it on
ignorance and shit. Like, it's like he had an ankle bracelet, so he's the coolest one in the building.
Whoa, and that shit is
You know what
wild.
I'm saying? This shit, not knowing the shit that you've been through, fuck no.
Whoa,
You know what I'm saying? You
bro?
far from being the coolest motherfucker
Wow,
in the
you
building.
the most stupidest, ignorant motherfucker.
what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? But I thought I was lit. Had all the cool G sweaters with the ankle bracelet on. You know what I mean? I'm like, and that shit made me, you know, it went to my head. But you know, when I was inside, when his last situation, bro.
So you finally went to jail?
Yeah, I
what?
went to prison. My first time I went to prison was for robbery. For armed robbery. I got 6 years.
Okay, so you went to the island.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not the first time on the island.
That was my first time.
First time on the island.
After DFY, I came home from DFY.
How was that experience going to the island?
That was crazy too. When I was on a bus, I had to put in my mind like, yo, all the dudes that's in there is the same niggas that's in the street. So I'm not about to go in here and be pussy because I wasn't pussy out there. So that was my mindset. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
What kind of, got me through is because I wasn't with it. Like, you wasn't going to come at me with nothing. I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to do whatever. And then I had a lot of dudes from my neighborhood. They were already incarcerated, and they was somebody. So it was like, you know what I'm saying?
So you got there, what building you went to?
Straight to the 4 building.
And for those that don't know about Rikers Island, that are in different states that don't know, could you explain to what's Rikers Island?
Yeah, Rikers Island is the most dangerous security prison in New York City.
It's your city jail.
It's a city jail.
It's our New York City jail.
Yeah, the 4 buildings where they put the adolescents at.
Okay, so that's where you went at.
Yeah, straight there.
Okay.
And that was crazy. Like, as soon as I went there the first week, I broke my wrist. Punching a nigga in his face for some sneakers because I had the Pataki's on. They used to take everybody's sneakers in intake, police, COs. So, first week, I ain't about to wait for my people to come bring me some sneakers. That shit probably gonna take 2 months. And then I'm oppressed because I'm young, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I want to be fly, so I knocked the nigga out of his uptown, so took his uptown and break my finger. I met your man Casanova
okay.
in that same house. Whoa, Casanova's my man. Shout out to Casanova, free cash.
Definitely.
Whoa.
Right. So what was that process like while you were there? You trying to level up a little bit so you could be comfortable, right? How long you was there? How long you was on the island before you transitioned?
I was only on the island for like 6 months at that time.
What was that experience like?
Like I said, it was crazy, man. Like, because my family had no bread to bail me out.
Give me a day. What was a day like for you on the island? Like, because it's a crazy experience, and when you say that, that's what people hear, but they don't really know how to imagine it, right? So give us a day.
That's a good one.
Yeah, give us a day. What's a day like?
That's a day.
You could give us a quick synopsis of it, but give us a day. On the chow, breakfast, come on out.
On the count.
Yeah.
Early in the morning, you sleeping, you knocked out on the count.
What's early in the morning?
5 o'clock, beloved. Word. Some jails is 6 o'clock right now, you know what I mean? But some of them want you to be up before the count so you could put down for what you want for the day, for the go-round. So
Copy.
you got to be up and ready or get your water. You know what I mean? Because sometimes they give out hot water early in the morning because you can't take a shower. Some jails, you can't take a shower every day.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you got to have hot water in your bucket to wash up and shit like that. You got to be up or they going to walk right past you.
So after breakfast, then what we doing?
After breakfast, we going to the yard.
Okay.
We going to the yard. But me, I ain't really... I got my GED on the island, so when I went up top, I ain't had no programs. So
Gotcha.
it's like I'm going outside to smoke and, do whatever the hell the homies is doing.
So when you was on the island, you was going up to the school building at C-74 to work on your GED?
Yeah, I got my GED on the island, bro.
Right. And how long, like what time of the day was that? What time would you go there?
We had to go in the daytime, so we talking about back when I was an adolescent, yeah, we would go to school every day.
Yeah.
But it was lit too, because we banging on the school floor. We seeing, our fake ops and, dudes from other cliques and gangs and, they lit too. They not
That's a
scared. They
fact.
like, bro, that's Charlie B. I'm gonna punch him in his face. He running with them niggas. And,
Right.
or they trying to cut me. I'm trying to cut them. It was real.
And the reason why I asked you that, because we got a lot of the younger bros that's looking at the podcast and watching the podcast, and they figure, I go to the island, it's lit.
you don't
Dudes
want
got iPhones, I'm chilling.
You don't want
and,
that.
and it's a whole nother hit when you get to the island. You realize that you're only getting parts of the story.
That's a fact.
And you realize this ain't the place you want to be.
At all, because like I said, I had my mans there and people that I knew, but when they wasn't around, because you ain't gonna always be with them. You ain't gonna always be in the house with them. So you gotta stand on your own too. And nigga gonna try you, because he like, I know his man in here for a body, but he here for a robbery. Let me see what he gonna do.
Right.
I mean, talking about he wanna get on the phone and all this extra shit, and so you gonna have to go. Sometimes they gonna be mad bigger than you. Sometimes you gonna be mad niggas. You gonna have to, either you gonna ride out or you gonna be, you know what I mean? So
That's right. So then you
That
end up
shit
making your
scary, bro.
transition from there, then you went up top. But while you was there, you handled your business. You said you got your GED while you was on the island.
I got my
Congratulations
GED.
to that, too.
Thank you, Ken.
Word. That mean that your mind was, we had one of the bros here not too long ago. He was talking about the first thing you do, right, when you get locked up is begin planning your release. And it sounds like you was already on that, whether or not you could verbalize it or not, by going and get
Or
your
recognizing
GED.
it.
Yeah, you was
You
like,
was on it.
I'm getting ready to have this by the time I touch down.
But let me mention this though, since we on that topic. The funny shit is that I always was a smart individual. You know what I'm saying? Like growing up, they had something called the top intelligent class, whatever they called that shit. I was always in that shit so a lot of people that knew me growing up, they were shocked to know that, yo, you were in jail and you were part of this shit. You know, so getting my GED was easy. It was like, what? Get my GED? Hell yeah, I want my shit. Let me get my, like,
Right.
And I'm telling the homies, like, yo, let's go do it. And you know what's so crazy? My man, shout out to my man William Still. You know what I mean? They call him G-Chat. He was like, yo, bro, we both came home. He home doing his thing too. You know what I mean? Shout out to my brother. And he like, yo, bro, you don't remember we was on the island? I was fighting that case and you helped me get my GED, bro. You sat in the day room with me.
Facts.
And you sat, you got
That's
your
real.
shit, and you sat there and studied with me.
It's real.
And I went, I got my shit, but you was already up north. I'm like, yo, I ain't even know that, bro. He's
Now-
like, nah, bro, you helped me get my GED
There
and
you
gave me a
go.
hug, bro.
Yo, let me tap into that.
Yo.
How that
Because
felt?
me and the bro was just talking about building community.
Yeah.
We was just talking about with another one of
Facts.
our visitors that came to talk on the podcast about what do you do when things seem to be rough when you behind the wall and the GED seem to be rough and the math problems seem to be rough. You got to tap into somebody that's around you, what you just said,
That's smarter, got more wisdom.
to get it done. And that's what y'all did. So that's just an example of something that we was already talking about. That's why I want to draw
Value, man.
emphasis on that. That you tap into the community around you, the dudes that's smart around you, because there's a lot of smart dudes around you. You tap into that community and you get to it. Ain't no shame with that. I'm going to Charlie B. Charlie B smart. Charlie B gonna help me get this GED.
That's a fact.
You know, the crazy shit is that we didn't know what our fate was going to be because I still was going to court. You know what I'm saying? I was a young dude. I had a couple mad robberies and, you know, my man was fighting a murder. So we in the day room, bro, and we didn't know, like, you know what I'm saying, what life would be. We didn't know at all. All we knew was like, yo, this is something we going to do. I got my shit. I'm about to help my bro. We from the same neighborhood.
That's right.
We grew up together. It's my man since he was 6 years old. Now
That's
we on
a
Rikers
fact.
Island,
That's a
bro.
fact. That's
in
a
the full
fact.
building. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was crazy, bro. So it's like,
Y'all held each other down. That's right.
Bro,
So yeah, so when you got up top, so you transitioned, you went up top and all of that. So tell me about up top. Tell us a little bit about up top and what that life was like and some of the
Yeah,
things.
that first day.
Yeah.
Where'd you went downstate?
Yeah, I went to Ulster. I had an R number.
Okay.
I had an R number. The first bit, I had an R number. I went to Ulster. Ulster is a reception jail that you go to before you go to your actual facility. So they sent me to Ulster. I went to Ulster. All the homies out there. Workout, mandatory. Gotta go work out. Gotta come to the yard. So it was one of those things. Like I'm amongst. So it wasn't like, yo, you just do your time. No, you gotta come out. You gotta check in. Dudes wanna know what you locked up for. They wanna look you in your eyes and see if you about that mess, cause he could get nasty out here. You heard they beefing with them over there.
Oh, that's when when you're involved with a gang, you gotta make sure you check
Gotta
in.
check in.
Make sure
That's
that you official and all that before you
fact.
get to go out to the yard and hang out.
That's a fact. Sometimes you ain't even gotta be a part of a gang. You still gotta check in.
Check
Still
in.
gotta check.
Dudes
Okay.
wanna know who you is. Why you just lingering around, nobody ain't talking to you. You know what I'm saying? Not me, but you know,
facts.
period.
That's a
You know what I'm
fact.
saying? So if you're not checking in, that's a bad thing.
That's right.
pulled up,
That's
you
good
know?
that you breaking that down though, because we you know I have done so many interviews and a lot of different gangs and like you broke it down a little better. You know what I'm saying? You broke it down right to the point, like
That's right.
what your process was.
But let me
know
give
what
you a
I'm saying?
little,
as a gang member.
But
you
I'm gonna
feel
give him
me?
some connectivity. When me and Pete was in the feds in 9/8, anybody from New York, BX or whatever, they had to check in.
Yeah.
Dudes was
I've heard
pulling
that
up.
in the feds,
Dudes was pulling up. They're like, "Yo, listen, holla at Toe."
Yeah, you
holla
had
at
to
B,
be
holla
no
at
gang,
Will.
you know what I'm saying?
It was
Yeah.
just, "What's good with
See,
you?"
you're gonna check your
Yeah,
temperature.
that's
So
right. We
you
want to know
always
what's
do.
happening with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. So I pulled up and that it was like it was you always got that little timid because you don't know what's gonna happen, especially if you're not prepared. You know what I'm saying? So I knew anything can happen. I don't got a weapon right now at this moment, but it was like you gotta have the courage to put your pants on and say, you know what, I did this crime. I'm gonna do this time. I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna work out. I'm gonna check in. I'm gonna look men in their face and
That's
be a
right.
man. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
And keep my head up high and do this time and not let this make me feel like I'm less than or this is over. You
That's
know
a
what I'm saying? So
fact.
at that time, that's how I felt as a young man. I'm like, nah, I still got another chance. Like,
Right.
let me go outside. Let me do this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was like getting my weight up, and then they sent me straight to Green.
War zone.
Right.
Yeah, talk about
Yo,
that.
right? Green, what was
Green war zone.
for real?
That was, I know y'all era was crazy. My era was still crazy. I went to Green in 05, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it was totally different than, when y'all was
Right.
there. But for me to have been in that facility, I'm telling you, it was still, you know what I'm saying? Wow.
Popping.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I pulled up and
So Green is so we can all be on the same page. Green is a median upstate New York. You know what I'm saying? Where they send most of the young brothers that get incarcerated and get sentenced, they usually just go there.
Most
so
of the
imagine just,
adolescents.
most of the adolescents in one, a prison that, is a compound with the mess hall is like probably half a mile away, all kind of shit. So a lot of things was happening.
But it's wide open.
Wide open.
Like your cell door don't get locked. There's only cubes.
And you got to always remember,
dormitory.
the mentality even from the police is different.
That's right.
They not on you like they on you on the island, because the CO's on the island, he from Queens, or he from the hood.
Yeah.
So he be hip a little bit on, these two motherfuckers here got beef. I gotta figure this out.
That's right, too.
Up top is like, they don't give a fuck.
That one police, he's sitting in the booth all the way down
They
there.
let you go.
Another police sitting in the booth all the way down there. So whatever happened to you between that point and that point, that's on you. You need to handle
That's
it.
a fact, man. It's a whole totally different thing.
That's right.
So go ahead, man. I would just want to break that, the whole.
No doubt. That was crazy for me. I pulled up, never checking. I'm saying, so now you got to check in again for the brothers that's there. They wouldn't know who you is now, So I had the same thing. I'm a young brother. I pull up to the yard. I was on the south side at first. Everything was healthy because I know how to step. You know what I'm trying to say, bro? Like, I'm a man of integrity, always since a young dude. You know what I mean? I know how to move the crowd. So I never really had no, crazy incidences. Everything that I've been through was always because of somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Affiliations or.
Gotcha.
For the most part, I always get the. I don't really got issues with nobody, bro, because I'm a humble dude. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
Yeah,
and it's
so-
great to be.
yeah.
It's great like that.
Yeah, you
ain't gotta be extra.
That's grown man. That's grown man time.
You
When they
being
come
you.
across the table, we gonna handle it. You know
Yeah,
what I
that's
mean?
it.
I was able to get brothers together. You know what I'm saying? And put in their mind.
So you
like,
did your whole bit at Green?
No, I left Green. I ended up blowing the spot. I left Green, went to the box.
What you mean blowing the spot? What that mean?
I ended up popping it off.
Okay, so you got into an
Yeah,
incident.
I got into an incident where we call it a fight, but I went up there and popped it off. I attacked somebody. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Because they went and did something to my man Bad News. Shout out to my man Bad News from Polo Grounds. He home too. Shout out to you, bro. And I lost my CR date for this dude. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how much I loved him. And I'm like, what? They bust Bad News head open with a lock in the sock? What? And I felt like if his mans in them that's still behind, somebody's gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? You're not just gonna be, why y'all let that happen to him? And I went up there and I popped it off, and then everybody followed suit, all my mans, and we just started popping on all they mans. It was crazy. You know what I'm saying? It was like real bad. Like,
What year was that?
This was 2006 now.
Got
So I was there for like a year and a half,
Got you.
and I left that, and then I went behind the wall.
Okay, where you went at?
I went to El Myra.
Okay, how was that?
That was even more crazy because now the violence that we thought we was doing in the medium, these old niggas behind the wall, these niggas is psychopaths. So you thinking, you know what I'm saying? We thinking we little psychopaths, but now we really meeting the psychopaths because they shit is super calculated. You know what I'm saying? They playing chess with you on a whole level that you wouldn't even believe, homie. Like I seen dudes, I seen dudes get a whole faction of another set of dudes all out the jail at one time, bro. Where somebody was getting touched in the gym, somebody was getting touched in the yard, somebody was getting touched in the field house, somebody getting touched on the block. It was like alarms everywhere, so police can't go and defuse everything, bro. And that was one of the most craziest, because you're in prison. People in the street that never been through that, you would never even think of no shit like that.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting back and I'm like, yo, these is the niggas that I gotta get the fuck out of here, bro. This shit real.
Yeah, shit real.
This shit real. And I ended up blowing that spot too, bro. So it was like
So you was in Omar for how long?
I was there for I was in the L for like a year.
And then you got into another incident.
I got into another incident. I ended up cutting the dude.
Okay, so now you got an assault.
And now I got assault. Whoa.
Okay, and then where you want to go into the box?
I went to the box.
How was that experience for you?
That was another crazy experience. So it was just like, trauma after trauma after trauma. You just enduring the journey. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's right.
I got 18 months in the box, and I turned that shit into 3-4 years, bro.
I did the same
Bro,
fucking
on the max
thing,
out.
so-
Deeper.
No, I did the same
deeper.
shit.
They sent me to.
I did it started with
College,
18
homie.
months, and I ended up with fucking doing 3 years and fucking change in the
Same
box.
shit with me, bro. Bro, I did 31 months straight.
Word.
Crazy. 31 months straight in the box, bro. And that shit changed my life, bro. Oh, that shit changed my life because at first I'm thinking I'm gonna get out and go back to population, but they made sure you stay in there. So let's say you pulled up and they like, yo, yeah, Pistol P in the spot. And I'm like, oh, well, that's my man. I get on the gate, yo, Pistol. Nigga walk by, yeah, you on your gate, Charlie B? All right, you going back to level 1, nigga. The police will write you up for choking on your gate, bro. Bro, like in other jails where they not really on that, you getting a ticket for that.
What was
bro.
that? What jail was that?
Collins S Block.
Oh, okay.
Bro, them niggas is mad oppressive.
Gotcha.
You know, a lot of them is oppressive in them spots, bro. But I turned that shit into a max out, bro. But that right there was pivotal for me in my life because I taught myself how to start a running business. I started my own company in the box. I started and formed a non-profit organization in the box, which is running right now. I wrote and published a book that's out on Amazon right now.
What's the name of the book?
It's called A Little Homie Story.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? And it's basically about my life and how I, overcame the odds, man, by the grace of God, bro. Because,
Facts.
I mean, it wasn't on me. It was just, I went through a journey and he pulled me out the fire and saved me and put me in the midst of freedom, bro, where I could live my life and take care of my kids. And that's amazing.
The story you just painted a dynamic picture, right? Then you transitioned into, because I don't even have to ask you about your mindset shifting because you just explained it.
Facts.
Right? So as you made it back to the street, tell me about that. Like, so now you got all this stuff in place and now you make it back to the town.
How long you been home?
I've been home a year and a half now. But look, it's more to the story because that's the first bid.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
all right,
you think you got it figured out. So I had all this shit that I'm doing now playing back then at 23 years old. And you think you ready for all of this shit that you got in your mind. See, prison, I wrote this in my book too. Prison puts things in your mind and make you envision things that's not real. So you can envision what you want to be. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of niggas freestyle about the nigga they used to be. You know what I'm saying? And they paint pictures that's not real. So now you painting this futuristic lifestyle that you're not even ready for that, beloved. You know what I'm saying? So I came home to the same thing. Mom's on drugs. Family don't got shit. And I'm like, you a grown man now, even though I'm a young
What year
man.
was that you came home?
2010 from the first bid. With 5 years post-release supervision. So what my cycle continued was back then, if you smoke weed on parole back then, you was going to jail. Like now, they can't lock you up. You know what I'm saying? Back then, if you get caught with a dirty in your ass was going to jail. So I had dirty urines. I ended up catching misdemeanor cases. I did every single parole violation, bro. Ended up doing the whole 5 years. So did 6 years. I did DFY, 6 years, then 5 years parole every single year. You see how, you know what I'm saying, it kept, so it was just like crazy, beloved.
You just been on paper forever.
It felt like my
Your
whole
whole
life.
life.
You know what I'm saying? And I continued to make mistakes, but at the same token, I had a job. You know what I'm trying to say? I still had my music. It didn't pop off exactly then how I wanted it to. And I had different things, my non-profit, but I wasn't ready. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you have to be ready for certain things.
Yeah.
You feel me, bro? And I wasn't ready.
Yeah, your heart got to be really in it.
There
You
you
know what I'm
go.
saying? Because the plan could be there. And you can say this and all that. Yeah, I'm going to do this. Because, you know, that's what you're doing. I'm going to do this.
Word.
Now I'm going to do that.
Talk is cheap.
Word.
Yep.
You know,
That's right.
you know,
That's
you
right.
come home, you got to be, your mindset got to be on that, and your heart got to be on that.
No doubt, bro. And one of the things, too, this is why we doing my organization, we try to give the youth resources. You know what I'm saying? Because then
That's what it's about.
I didn't feel like it was a lot of resources out there fit for what I wanted to do, be an entrepreneur, and everything was like plumbing or, you know, you got to do a vocational or, you know what I'm saying? But there was like a lot of brothers that's come home from prison. They wanted to be their own, you know, they wrote a book, you know, dudes got labels and this is our mindset because we want to be bigger than just the average 9-to-5 worker.
That's right.
You get what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
So
That's right.
I wanted more than what my lifestyle be fitted for. It was like, bro,
Gotcha.
you gotta go to work. You on parole?
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? You got a girl with kids, nigga.
You gotta face reality.
You gotta face reality.
Right.
You know, and
that's
the
what a lot of
reality
people
is
don't
you
do.
got to come home. You got to get a job. You got to keep that job because you're on parole
Exactly.
or
That's
probation.
right. That's
So
right.
you got. That was the hardest shit for me. You know what I'm saying? For me, it's coming home and being on probation from the feds. That was like that was the biggest challenge. 5 years. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, I heard they even more
I don't know
crazy
how the
than
fuck I'm
regular
gonna do
parole.
this.
That's a fact.
I never had a job in my life. I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, you know, and I got to figure this shit out. They got me in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I'm in Marcy Projects at the halfway house. So I'm from the Bronx.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm walking 2 blocks to the J train, passing Marcy Projects, the hood, everybody. I'm walking. I'm like, you know, like I gotta really do this, man.
Yeah, they got you
know
on
what I'm saying?
football, you on foot patrol.
It
going
becomes
down.
very challenging. You know, it's very challenging.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why, you know, we need programs. We need that knowledge. We need brothers. We need to embrace those that come home.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And put them in positions and help. Only if it's in their heart.
That's
Yes,
a
sir.
fact. That's a fact.
Because you know we can't do it. We can't. We can only put it there for you, and you got to be able
It
to
has
say,
to be in your heart.
Yeah.
I think you're the perfect example of speaking about different things that you were planning to be successful when you came home from that first sentence.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
You were planning it.
Yes, sir.
But, you know, the human condition is about being in a state of conflict, right? And so sometimes our heart is pulling us in one direction, then our mind is pulling us in another direction. But when we begin to increase our emotional intelligence, in many instances, our heart and our minds fall in sync.
You said it right then and there. My emotional intelligence wasn't, because, you know, I still was hot-headed. I still was ready to go.
Yeah.
Right.
You call me, I'm still ready to pull up. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Right.
still, so when your mindset is still on those type of things, all of those positive things you're saying you want to do, that's not going to come into fruition, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That's
You
a
can't
fact.
mix
The,
both of
the
them, you
energy's
know?
not there.
It's not there. And once I tapped into that, you know, it was over, bro. I took off to the moon. I started accomplishing all type of shit.
That's right.
So, but that's after your second bit.
After the second bit, I started accomplishing things.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so
that
you went.
middle period.
So you went back. How much you did?
So, like I said, I did the 6 years.
And
Violated every year, 5 years of parole.
oh, so you did all that.
I did the whole thing. Then
Okay.
I came home. I came home on my son's birthday, so this is crazy. The day my son was born, it's like I've been through so much shit, bro, and straight to the hospital. And that same year, I ended up catching an attempt murder. The year my son was born.
Since you been home.
No, this is back after I finished that
5
first
year-
bit.
Oh,
that first
okay.
bit parole. So that I was free. I
Come
got off the
home,
papers,
son
I maxed
born.
out. My son born. I got a son. Everything is lit, and you know, that's a whole nother story. You know, by the grace of God, I was not guilty. I beat the shit, but you know what I mean. I got charged with attempted murder, bro, and it was like now it's back in the tunes, back on the island, bro. Like you know what I mean. I went right back into that cycle and situation. So now I'm getting
That
back
shit
in
really
the jail
bothers when you
beefs.
go back.
Now I'm getting back in the jail beefs and shit that I thought I left in the past. And that shit, you know what I'm saying, bro, it continued to follow me. So now it's like, all right, come here, nigga. Now I'm catching niggas that, you know, if I wouldn't have never came back to jail, I would have probably never
Wouldn't even
seen-
ever seen him again.
You know what I'm saying? So now I'm getting back involved in shit, and it's just boom, boom, boom.
So recycles the same.
Yeah, and it keeps your mindset like, all right, fuck you, fuck that positive shit. I'm already going all out. So now you doing even more negative shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say, bro?
I
And
got
it was
you.
just a fucking crazy cycle. That's why I said I give my grace to the Creator, bro, for me to, you know, to be here
I
right
mean,
now.
the demons, you know,
That's right,
the devil's alive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
bro.
So tell us about that last bid, because that last
Yeah.
bid, that's the one. That's
that's the
the
transition.
yeah,
one.
that's the transition. Because you've been home a year and a half now. So
Yeah,
tell us about
bro.
that last
this,
bid.
This is as long as I've been home, too, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I want to clap for that for myself,
Definitely,
bro.
definitely give you that. Congratulations,
Yeah,
bro.
That's
bro.
better stay home, man.
Yeah, it's over for that, bro. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing none of that.
Can't be
corny
up
shit
here
no
on
more. That's-
Dog in the Yard, make this right here and go back to jail.
Yeah,
Fuck
we're
no.
not doing that, bro. And you know, I sat there. It took for me to lose almost everything, bro. My mom's passed away right before I caught the bid. You know what I'm saying? Then during the bid, I lost my little brother. You know what I mean, E Bags, you heard? And E Bags, Eric. That's my little
Yeah,
brother. That's my
condolences for
mother's
your
son.
losses, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
And, he helped me put all my music together. You know what I'm saying? For my label, HatBoy Records, bro. And he was my producer. He believed in me from the street, and I was in jail. He was like, "Yo, bro, now when you come on, we gonna do this." And he recorded like over 100 songs with me, bro. And you know, my brother died when I was locked up, so it just made me feel like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm losing everything that I love, bro. You know, and I couldn't see my children. You know what I'm saying? Beefing with the family and just different things like that made me say, you know what, bro? You got another chance to get out of here. This might be the only shot you got, beloved. You know, and which way you want to go? If don't front. If you gonna go do it, go do that. But you know that's not what you're supposed to be doing, bro. You getting too many chances, homie. People don't get these type of chances, bro. And once I took that in heart, you know, I sat in my cell, I was in Sing Sing, and I started writing my book, bro, and I started telling my story, you know what I'm saying, to myself. I was writing it on the tablet, you know what I'm saying, and just writing my thoughts down. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna put my story out there, bro, because I wanna help people, you know what I'm saying? I wanna help my bros that they got the same vision I got and they got the same heart I got, but they can't say it. You know what I'm saying? They everybody's so niggas don't know how to convey it, you know what I'm saying? But I was always the one like, nah, bro, you know, we doing that, but we could be doing this too.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you know, when you talking that and you not, so again, you know what I'm saying? Like you say, your heart gotta be in it, bro. So I learned to put everything else in the garbage, bro, and just, this is what I'm doing.
Right.
And whether you respect it or not, this is what
Stand
I'm doing.
on your two.
And
Chest out, chin up, all that.
they loving it, bro. They like, nah, that's what bro supposed to be doing. Big bro
Nice.
doing what he supposed to be doing. That other shit is over.
So now you home.
Oh, man.
What you been doing?
Tell us about that journey.
Yo, bro, so
Year and a
I
half
came home,
of greatness.
immediately, you know, got to put my editing book together. You know, I edited my finished version of my book, immediately published on Amazon. So I started my own
Congratulations
book
on that.
publishing company.
Congratulations.
Thank you, my bro. Thank you.
Congratulations on that.
I wish I would have been prepared to, you know, bring a copy and
It's
all
okay.
that. But y'all could check it on Amazon. And
We'll
shit.
be here. You could come back and visit us.
No doubt. I'm definitely
Drop it
gonna
off.
call. Yeah, definitely, man.
Shit.
You know, drop my book on Amazon and like I said, you know, you know, music. A lot of people that's gonna watch this know me for doing music. They know me for prison. They know me for the streets. But they know like, yo, that boy's a rapper. That boy can spit. So immediately I went in the booth and I dropped another mixtape. Like that shit fire for all my people that following me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But did you? Besides that, that's because that's your passion.
That's what I wanted to
That's
do.
what
My
you want to do. That's
passions,
your
yeah.
dreams. That's what you, Pat. Right. That's what you love. But what you really doing to take care of yourself?
All
What
right,
you
so
doing
we
to do that?
formed
That's what
a
I want to
nonprofit
know.
organization for the youth. So right now we're self-employed. We got our own nonprofit organization. I'm executive director
Okay.
and a master motivational speaker within this organization. I went to school and became a master motivational speaker, so I'm certified. And we going to court and we saving the youth. We doing alternative to incarceration. We doing anger management. We have a podcast workshop where we teach them how to do their own podcast. We got a
Okay.
music studio where we teach them how to do music and audio. We got a lot of producers that's that work with Neat Bucks and different dudes in Harlem. You know what I'm saying? So they rocking with us on our team. We got a team of brothers that they was incarcerated as well. So we got gang specialists. We do gang intervention.
Okay.
We do violence interruption. These are all of the list of things that we do to save the youth, bro.
You in the field. We all in the same field.
Same industry,
out
baby.
here.
What's the name of the organization again?
It's called MYRAS Kids. It's called MYRAS Kids, Motivating Young Rising Achievers. So y'all can check us out online. Just type it in MYRA Kids.
So what you think about prison reform? Do you think that's necessary or unnecessary?
Yeah, it's necessary.
And why? And how would you do it?
How would I do it?
Or give me the why is it necessary, and then tell me why. How would you do it?
It's necessary because the individuals that they have that's running that system, they have no real concern for the individuals that they have incarcerated.
That
You
they're
know what I'm
governing,
saying? Yeah, they just like they dogs in a cage.
Right.
So I would change the people who they hire, like how they. I heard you got to go through a process to get hired by the FBI and all this extra shit. You would have to go through a process where we know you don't got that heinous bullshit in your heart, slave master mentality. You know what I'm saying? Before you could get this type of job. Okay. So now people could probably trick the system. I don't know. I don't really know how that shit works, but that's how I would start. I would start on a person's character, because you got these officers, they killing. These brothers and sisters.
Got
bro,
you.
and they
Got
doing
you.
dirty. You know?
Nah, thanks for sharing that. Nah,
I want to ask him one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I hear everything you're doing, all the greatness you're doing, which is great.
Thank you, boy.
What those guys? Because are you still like active member? You're a gang member? Like
I'm not active. Like active, let's define active. Active means that you out there. You know what I'm saying? You out there still putting in pain and you showing up when it's
That's
time
the
to go.
difference.
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
difference. You know what I'm saying? When you someone like me who, you've been a part of the culture for so long, you know what I'm saying? This is not just how they try to put it, you know what I'm saying, a glorifying thing. You got a lot of brothers, we all come from the same neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, from the same blocks, and that's how a lot of that stuff is formed. Because
So what?
we
so
are
what you are,
each
a
other.
community organizer. You're organizing your community, supporting your community, bringing.
Yes,
so
sir.
I'm giving you words because everything you're saying, there's words to conceptualize that,
sir.
right?
Yeah.
So you building your community, organizing your community,
Yes, sir.
giving the young people guidance, and I
Yes,
want you to
sir.
keep building on it. But just think
sir.
about yourself as a community organizer.
Yes, sir. I mean, that's what you want to call it. I just call myself a real dude that's trying to do real shit, bro, that know what's real out here. You know what I'm saying? I help.
because we need brothers like you.
Yeah,
That's a fact.
You important.
Thank
You
you,
are
bro.
important. You know
Thank
what I'm
you,
saying?
bro.
And
Yes,
we're
sir.
happy to have brothers like you. First and foremost, I love your honesty. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You came in here, you being yourself. I can see that.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Straight
So I
genuine.
appreciate that shit.
No doubt, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Tone, I know Tone does it as well.
Hell yeah.
But my thing is, and this platform is for brothers like you, so you can show them young brothers out there that you could be a part of something, but this is the life. This is the way you live it.
Yeah, man. I mean,
You ain't gotta. You don't mean just because you're a part of something doesn't mean you gotta be ruthless and you gotta be out here. You could. You feel me? So
senseless acts of violence is retarded.
so that's
We're
why I
not doing none of
salute
that.
you. I
Yeah.
salute you, and I appreciate having you up here.
Thank you, bro.
Because you are
Likewise.
and you rep who you are. You feel me? But you're doing it right because you're showing those that goes after you, that come after you, that they don't have to go through what you went through.
No doubt.
They don't got to bank. They don't got to do it.
You don't gotta do none of that, bro. It's brothers
That's
out here
right.
that's gonna really show you the way. You know what I'm saying? And I'm one of them. And Pete, and what y'all doing, I salute y'all too, bro, because this is a platform that's giving brothers like me a chance to, and y'all story too, so it could be heard, not to glorify, so y'all can know. You don't want to go there. Like you could be on a Fortune 500 company.
Facts.
You can own your own podcast. We did all of that because we felt like it was an opportunity for us. But what I did was I took my crew dudes and we made our own LLC. So that's what we teaching the kids too, how to be their own entrepreneurs and how to start their own LLC from start to finish. So if anybody out there want to be a part of that, y'all want to invest in our youth in East Harlem, I'm gonna drop the line over y'all can holler at us because.
Let them know right
Yeah,
now.
tell the people how to get in contact with you and
man.
what
So
you
the
doing.
name of our organization is called MYRAS Kids. Y'all can hit us on the internet. You know, just type it in MYRAS Kids. It's MYRAKIDS. I'm the CEO of HatBoy Records. That's my label. That's my company.
Okay.
I mean, the name of my book is called The Little Homie Story. You can type it on Amazon, the LIL Homie Story. You're gonna see me up there and. You know, we just moving, bro. You want to have your kids a part of it. You got to have your kids part of it. We also court mandated. You know what I'm saying? So we in the court system where we can go and convey in front of the judge that, you know, this young person or this individual may not need incarceration. You know what I'm saying? They may need cognitive behavioral therapy, or they may just need, you know, job services, or they may need mental health services. You know, incarceration is not always the answer because we did so much time
Absolutely.
that we know that, you know, the fucked up things that can transpire by just having somebody there on pretrial. Like I did 4 years straight on my second bid on the island. 4 years during COVID and all that, and I fought my case myself as my own lawyer too, Pete. That's another thing I wanted to mention as well. That you brothers and sisters, y'all getting locked up, y'all better know the law.
Advocate for yourself.
I sat there and I had to learn the law in the law library, my bro, like and really see that the things they was trying to do to me wasn't right. I had 6 different legal aid attorneys because, you know, ran through all the bread. Now you can't really afford no lawyers. You spending money, this, that, and the third. So you like, I'm gonna see them try it out with the legal aid. See if I get what I get. I got 6 of them trying to tell me to take some time that I know is not right. So I learned my case and I fought my case myself, beloved.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
I acted as my own attorney.
Talk to them. That's right.
And I got
Give
less
them that
time.
knowledge.
Dig what I'm saying? Than what the attorney was trying to get me to plead guilty to, and I ain't have to give no information up on nobody. So it's like if you really learn the law, beloved, you could really, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I was you know, guilty for some crimes, and I paid my time for that. You get what I'm saying? But there was a lot of shit that they were trying to do to me that wasn't accurate. They were trying to give me 40 years, bro.
Right.
Nobody died. Nobody dropped. No bullets even flew. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a big amount of shit that I feel. Anybody can say that this nigga deserves to get 40 years. You talking about you gonna give me 40 years at trial? So I say he's bugging. I'm gonna fight this myself. And I got my case dropped down dramatically, beloved, at pre-trial. You know what I'm saying? And I'm home now, bro. And I didn't think I was gonna be there.
Charlie B, we welcome you to the platform. Dog of the Yard, BX Tone, my bro Pistol Pete. On that we close out. Appreciate you, bro.
But look at my boy, you know that.
Out of here. Yo, appreciate having you.
Yeah,
But look at my boy, that was fire.
Yeah,
Dog of the yard.
Dog of the Yard.
What up, what up? You already know it's your boy Pistol Pete. Welcome back to Dog in the Yard. First and foremost, I want to thank Charlie B for coming through. Stand Up Harlem. We got a real one out there that's doing greatness, changing lives. I mean, has taken his own experience of all the trials and tribulations he's been through in his life, and he had converted that into something positive, something constructive. He out here saving young brothers' lives, you know, motivating the youth. He has a book out that he's publishing right now. He's working on his craft, and we're here to support him. And with that being said, you already know it's your boy Pistol Pete, Dog in the Yard.